Howie Roseman are biting at the bit.
Oh, can you imagine having him on? Oh my God.
You know y'all gonna have to give up George Pickens, right?
For us to get him?
You're gonna probably want 2 picks on the
Shit,
Pickens.
hey, I'm holler at Pick.
Joe
They'll
said,
pick
I'll
it.
do it. Joe
Hey,
said, I'll do
I
it.
see the chemistry that Pick and Lamb got. I think they were just on vacation or something. I like that. You know what I mean? But boy,
Yeah.
listen, you got to take that, man. If you Dallas, you got to take. You got a chance to get Myles Garrett. Come on, bro.
Yeah, talk
Ocho,
to
you remember I said earlier, I said this offseason, I said if I'm Philly, I'll trade him Jalen Carter and 2 picks for him. Everybody said I was
yeah.
crazy. Everybody said I was crazy. Now, they were talking about at the free agency that teams were inquiring about Jalen
Yeah.
Carter because they had did the deal for
Yeah.
Jordan Davis. Everybody said I was crazy. Oh, you crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. I said, okay, now,
Hey,
we'll see.
hey. And to kind of backtrack, man, that'll get Shador another weapon on that outside. Cause hell, you gonna lose all them games with Miles. You might as well get rid of him.
That's what I said. As great as Miles is, and he is great, he can't influence the game, the winning
Right.
enough because he needs to be on the other side of the ball and he needs the ball in his hand. He's phenomenal. Think about it. With 23 sacks, he was unanimous defensive player of the year. Won 5 games.
Boy, Dallas, hey, I need to hit Jerry.
And that's the only two teams that I can think of that would pull the trigger. No matter
The Chicago pulled the trigger.
Chicago-
The Bears will pull the trigger.
Jerry gonna pull the trigger. What y'all talking about?
That remains to be seen. Remains to be seen. The Eagles will definitely pull the
only
trigger.
two. I say Jerry and the Eagles. Jerry loves making a splash, right? Jerry loves being the headlines. This would be right up Jerry's alley
Yeah.
to steal the headlines once again.
And he wouldn't want him to go to the Eagles because they in the same. He don't want that man in our division.
He don't want to deal with that.
Not if he ain't with us.
What is he willing to give up? Because here's the thing. The Eagles say, I'll give you 2 ones and A.J. Brown. You see where I'm going with this, Ocho and Joe? You see what I'm going? They need an offensive weapon. They need draft capital. Jerry, are you willing to give up 2 ones and Pickens?
That's a good one.
If that's the going price, going once, going twice.
Yeah.
So we gonna have Myles Garrett.
I want him to go somewhere where he can win. I'm tired of saying, you look. I mean, just think about it now. I want y'all to think about this. This man had 23 sacks. They won 5 games. Imagine how many sacks he could get if they played with a lead. They had 5 sacks. He had 5 sacks against the Patriots, and they lost by what? They lose by 14. So just imagine they play with a lead, and he can get off, and he ain't even got to worry about the run.
That boy gonna be mean, man.
Man, that's crazy.
And I know he had 23 sacks. What was it, 23 and a half or 23? What he had the year before?
I think like 16.
He gonna try to bounce back. He gonna try to bounce back on that 20 twin. I hope it's in the Dallas uniform.
Only one guy's ever had 2 20-plus sack seasons. That's J.J. Watt. Nobody else has ever had it.
Damn.
14 and 24 and 14 and 23.
Yeah, he had 14 and 23, 14 and 24, and 23 and 25.
How old is he?
16 and 22, 16 and 21.
He might be 29.
Oh yeah, he still got a lot of good football left in him.
Just right situation.
Yep.
Have to slide the protection. He got somebody else to worry about. He can approach another 20 sack season. But he's at his absolute apex right now. I mean, for him and for that size to be able to move like he does, I mean, he got wiggle to it.
Hey, them folks.
I mean, he's moving like, I mean, you see him, he hot jab stepping and then one step. I mean, he beating premier tackles like it's
All of
nothing.
them.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give up 2 firsts for him, boy.
And a player.
Yeah.
Look at what Green Bay gave
Yeah.
up for Micah. And you think you're not finna give that up for Myles Garrett?
I'm with you.
The guy got 125, 130 something sacks. He's 70 sacks from breaking the record at 30.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna speak it into existence.
Hey, once they change their language, it's only a matter of time. It's just
Because I want to change the language, Ocho, because I don't want that dead money on mine. Because if I already given the bonus, now that's on my on my cap. Let somebody else put that on their cap.
it's gonna happen. It just
And he's like, "Hey, I'll be willing to do this because guess what, Ocho? Y'all holding $29 million from me. I'm supposed to get
Right.
that bread. Now I'm gonna get it. But I'd be willing to do that. But y'all got to be willing to trade me to a contender. The Jets got buku.
Myles Garrett's getting traded from the Cleveland Browns. Why did they do a whole new contract for Myles Garrett unless they are trying to trade him is the question that is heating up around the internet. Obviously, the internet is going to grab onto fodder and grab onto any piece of information and run however they want to run with it. But is this setting up for a Myles Garrett trade? And what exactly happened with his contract that sent everybody into an uproar?
Yeah, well, here's what happened, okay? And again, I got a call on Tuesday night. A team called me and they're like, hey, all right, do you see this Myles Garrett thing? I'm like, no, what? They said his option bonuses were shifted around. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, well, if you're shifting option bonuses around, usually there's like some trade smoke. Now, let me say this. Right away, I called the Browns. I'm like, what's going on here? And they're like, we are 100% definitely not trading him. I'm like, okay. Now, I will say this. They were adamant about it. And they're like, don't even bring it up and dignify the fact, because we're not trading him.
Shout out us then.
Don't
Just
even
bring
bring
it
it
up. Shout out us, dude. Yeah, sorry about it.
Well, hold on.
We'll see.
So the great part is, it comes out, of course, Field Yates sees it, other people see it, that the contract language was modified, and everybody makes the conclusion that other teams also drew. Oh, something's going on. Now, here's what I would say. Again, all I can say is that the Browns were adamant to me, we are not trading Myles Garrett. This was not done to trade Myles Garrett. This was done to give us more cap flexibility. I'm just telling you, and they couldn't have been stronger about it. But that's not going to discourage other people from wondering and speculating, could he be traded? And again, I'm just telling you, they told me no. Now, I will say this also.
Now, you twice now. Now, everybody else in the NFL is saying you don't do that unless you're thinking about trading somebody potentially. But the Browns are saying unequivocally, 100% now. There is. You've done that a couple different times.
Option, but sorry. Okay. Well, I just got out of the dentist, Pat. The number is wearing off my mouth. Anyway, the option bonuses were moved every year in the contract, so it wasn't just this year. So, could there be a point in 2 or 3 years when it's easier to trade him? Yes, absolutely. But the Browns say we're not trading him.
Okay.
That's all we can tell you.
Okay, we appreciate the inside information from other teams' views upon it and also the Browns' views on it. I think the Browns have been pretty clear that they do not want Myles Garrett to go anywhere else. Myles Garrett came out publicly, kind of took a slight shot at the front office, Andrew Berry, for what he said about going to Canton publicly. Loud. This shit was loud. And they end up making him the highest paid defensive non-quarterback of all time, and he's still there. So it's like, I think the Browns have been very adamant about it. This is our guy. But I love the fact that everybody sees the shift and goes, we would only do that if we were trying to fucking
Set him back.
So
Got to give him some flexibility down the line. That's what I would assume. Like it gives them flexibility in a year, 2 or 3 years if they want to move him. I guess.
Well, that's what Andrew Berry's saying. I think that is kind of maybe not Andrew Berry. Maybe it is Haslam. Maybe it is Monken. Who knows who Schefter?
Yeah.
We don't know.
Sure.
Was Schefter there whenever Monken showed up the first day as a head coach? Remember at the building?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was there.
Grabbing coffee,
He might have
right?
been.
Yeah, I think you're in the background coming out of the bathroom or something. All right, we'll figure that out as we go.
Hold on, Bears fans. Let me hit you with this right now. What if the move that could change everything for Chicago is not some small depth addition, not another quiet signing, but a full-on monster swing for Myles Garrett? Ha! Seriously, just picture it for a second. Montez Sweat crashing off one edge, Myles Garrett screaming off the other, quarterbacks looking terrified before the snap even happens, Soldier Field going absolutely nuts. Yeah, and that is exactly why this story has people talking. Because Garrett is still officially a Brown, yes, and nobody should act like this trade is done. But the conversation is alive enough that Chicago keeps getting brought up as a sensible destination. And honestly, can you blame anybody for thinking that? The Bears themselves made it clear this offseason that improving the pass rush is a major priority. And when you look at how this roster is built, it makes total football sense. This team already has Caleb Williams as the face of the future. It already has Montez Sweat on the roster. It already added pieces up front. But everybody watching closely knows the same thing. Chicago still needs more heat, more violence, more chaos coming off the edge. And when the name Myles Garrett enters the room, we are not talking about just another pass rusher. No, sir. We are talking about the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, a guy who just put together a ridiculous 23-sack season, a straight-up game wrecker, a franchise-altering defender, the type of dude who changes protection calls, changes game plans, changes Sundays. And here's what makes this even more interesting, Bears fans. Garrett's contract language was recently modified, which does not mean a trade is happening tomorrow, but it absolutely keeps the speculation breathing. So when national people start connecting Chicago to Garrett, this is not random fan fiction, nah. This is based on the reality that the Bears have a need. They have ambition, and they are trying to maximize this Caleb Williams window while he's still growing into the superstar everybody in this city believes he can become. Because let's be real, one of the best things you can do for a young quarterback is give him a defense that wrecks games, a defense that gets him the ball back, a defense that closes the fourth quarter so he does not have to play hero every single week. And last season, Chicago's pass rush just was not consistently scary enough. The Bears had only 35 sacks and one of the lower pressure rates in the league. And even though Sweat led the way, that unit still felt like it was missing that one terrifying piece that makes offensive coordinators lose sleep. And tell me this would not be terrifying. Garrett and Sweat together with a secondary that can already make plays? Come on now. That is how you start talking about a defense that can bully the NFC North. That is how you go from interesting team to dangerous team. That is how you tell Detroit, Green Bay, and Minnesota, enjoy the comfort while it lasts, because Chicago is coming. And the beautiful part is this. Even if the Bears never land Garrett, the fact that Chicago is being mentioned in these kinds of conversations tells you how far this franchise has come. This is no longer a team dreaming small. This is a team trying to build something real, something physical, something that can win big. So yeah, if the price ever becomes doable, I'm telling you right now, Ryan Poles better at least be on that phone, because adding Myles Garrett would not just be a headline, it would be a warning shot to the entire league. And I love where this is heading for the Bears either way, because the mindset is right, the urgency is real, and the future still feels bright as hell in Chicago. Now I want to hear from you. Would you go all in for Myles Garrett if the opportunity opened up, or would you build this pass rush another way? Drop your take in the comments, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and bear down, baby. Because one thing is clear, the Bears are thinking bigger now, and that should have every fan fired up.